Hello everyone. Today we're gonna talk about water. So mainly let's start with what water is. Water is a molecule, as you all know, made up of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. There are some facts about water. 83% of human blood is actually composed of water, where 71% of Earth's surface is also composed of water, and approximately 70% of our brain is composed of water as well. So we know that this is an important molecule, and now we're going to focus on to its properties. So firstly, before focusing on to the properties of water, we should examine the specific two types of bonds. Firstly, covalent bonds. Covalent bonds are actually chemical bonds that share electrons to form electron pairs. So there is a sharing of electrons. It's not a transfer of electrons. This is important. But this sharing is not equally distributed. So there is an unequal sharing. So unequal sharing means some nuclei of some atoms pull electrons farther, which means electronegativity. And in terms of electronegativity, oxygen atom is higher than hydrogen atom, which means oxygen atom pulls the electrons farther. So therefore, oxygen is slightly negative and hydrogen is slightly positive. This creates polarity, and as oxygen-hydrogen bonding gets polar, consequently, water is also a polar molecule. So as you can see, there is covalent bonds formed between slightly negative charge of oxygen atom and slightly positive charge of hydrogen atom, which also shows the low electronegativity and high electronegativity, as electronegativity of oxygen is greater than hydrogen. Electrons are pulled through this side, and that's why water is a polar molecule. So let's talk about hydrogen bonds. Hydrogen bonds are a type of chemical interaction that occurs when a hydrogen atom bonded to a highly electronegative atom, as we mentioned, such as an oxygen. Hydrogen bonds experiences an attraction to another electronegative atom in a different molecule or different part of the same molecule. So in a single water molecule, polar covalent bonding occurs due to the significant difference in electronegativity of oxygen hydrogen atoms that I explained previously. However, the interaction between different water molecules is governed by hydrogen bonds. So this is important. In a single water molecule, the interaction between oxygen and hydrogen is a polar covalent bonding. However, in different water molecules, between different water molecules, hydrogen bonding occurs. So as you can see, within a water molecule, there is covalent bonds between slightly negative oxygen and slightly positive hydrogen. However, there is also a bonding called hydrogen bond between different water molecules, as you can see here. So now let's discuss and examine the properties of water due to due to its bonding, which is hydrogen bonds. So we're gonna examine cohesion, adhesion, thermal properties, and also solvent properties. So let's start with cohesion. Cohesion means the attraction between molecules of same substances. Same substances. So since water molecule may be involved in as many as 4 hydrogen bonds, as hydrogen makes 4 bonds, water is a highly cohesive molecule. So what does this mean? So cohesion causes water molecules drawn together. As they're attracting, they stick together. And this actually causes surface tension. As it is defined here, cohesive water molecules create surface tension, explaining why some insects can walk on the surface of water. The strong attraction between water molecules produces surface tension, which supports lightweight insects to walk on water. So, as you can see, a spider, a lightweight insect, can walk on water because of cohesive forces. The water molecule is drawn together, and that's why lightweight insects like spiders can walk on the surface of them. And now addition. Addition is the attraction between molecules of different substances. So water's additive property creates capillary action. So what is capillary action? Capillary action is in fact the movement of water molecules and all the things that are dissolved in it within thin spaces without relying to gravity. So water can move without relying to gravity. This means water can move upwards due to the attraction between molecules of different water substances. So capillary action also assists the pumping action of the heart to help blood move through blood vessels, which we will discuss it in a minute. So in plants, the water transport in stems, a process related with these adhesive forces as well, because as due to attraction between different water molecules, adhesive forces actually enable water to move upwards without relying to gravity. So water attached to the walls of xylem. What is it, xylem? They are tubes that transfer water into stem. So let's visualize it. So here, as you can see, there is an addition by hydrogen bonding between water with different substances, and there is a cohesion occurring within water molecules, as you can see. So addition actually is a bonding created between a water molecule and the different substance, which is in this case cell wall, and cohesion is the bonding between two water molecules. So this bonding cohesion actually contributes to these water molecules drawn together, and addition contributes to water molecules to make an interaction with different substances. So because of these interactions and with the help of xylem cells, water can move upwards from the roots to the plant. So addition actually contributes to this. And as you can see, another visualization, cohesion is the bonding between water molecules. In addition, is the interaction between a water molecule and the different substance. So let's focus on the thermal properties. First, the high specific heat capacity of water. The amount of heat energy required to increase water's capacity is relatively high. Thus, this property allows oceans and lakes to absorb large amounts of heat with only small changes in temperature. So, because hydrogen bonds are strong, it requires a lot of energy to break them, and thus high specific heat capacity is occurred, and this actually provides stable environment for organisms, which contributes to homeostasis as well, as they're trying to balance their inner body to the temperature changes as well, as they're trying to maintain. So water is, because of these reasons, a good coolant. As I explained, a lot of heat energy is required to break those strong hydrogen bonds. So as you can see, there is a fish, and it seems like it's happy with the specific heat capacity of water because of homeostasis. And let's now focus on the thermal properties of water again. So there is another type of thermal property of water, which is high latent heat of vaporization. This means a large amount of energy, again, is needed due to hydrogen bonds to turn liquid water into water vapor. So this makes a good evaporative coolant. This makes water a good evaporative coolant. And an example could be, as you can see here, sweat as a coolant, as a water coolant. So now let's focus on the solvent properties. Well, as you all know, as I think you guys heard this phrase before, universal solvent, water is considered as universal solvent as it has the capability of dissolving more substances than any other liquids. So water can dissolve ionic compounds as well as many polar compounds such as glucose, as water is also polar. Thus, water is actually a suitable medium for numerous biochemical reactions occurring. And also, a fact which we will be using in the following question, water's solvent properties contribute to the blood transportation of many nutrients and gases around the body. So, as you can see, the thing I explained, you can visually see that water in blood plasma actually dissolves a range of solutes and gases, which makes it possible for blood to transport these nutrients and gases around the whole body. So, as you can see, there's a blood vessel as well. And now let's just answer this question, which would actually wrap up the things we have learned and covered. So explain hydrogen bonds and its effects on living things. So firstly, we could mention cohesive forces, because as we talked, cohesion actually enables water molecules to draw together, as it means the reaction between water molecules. And these cohesive forces actually enable insects to walk on the surface of water due to the strength of hydrogen bonds. So we got 1 mark. Secondly, adhesion forces. Adhesion forces, enable water molecules to interact with different substances. And as we talked, it creates capillary action and moves water upwards without relying to gravity, and helps the plants as well. And this is also because of hydrogen bonds. Thirdly, solvent properties. As I explained 1 minute ago, water contributes to the blood transportation of many nutrients and gases around the body due to hydrogen bonds, as the water in blood plasma dissolves, has the capability of dissolving substances. So, fourthly, high specific heat capacity of water. This is also due to the strength of hydrogen bonds, and this enables an environment for living organisms. As you can remember, we also have fish living underseas, and it's really happy with the high specific heat capacity of water because of homeostasis. So, fourthly, this. And lastly, we talked about the high latent heat of evaporation, as you can see here, sweating. So water is actually, in fact, as well as being a good coolant, it is also a good evaporative coolant. As it says, high latent heat of evaporation makes water a good coolant due to hydrogen bonds. So thank you, everyone. My presentation is finished. I hope it was helpful for you.
Bye.